C's for carols that we cannot sing together. 2020 has brought us new challenges, but nothing's going to stop us from celebrating. When we think of Christmas, many things spring to mind, like the Nativity story, family get-togethers, delicious food, opening presents, and feeling very chilly. One of the things people look forward to is singing Christmas carols. The idea of celebrating in December with special songs has been around for many hundreds of years, even before Jesus was born. But of course they weren't called Christmas carols back then, because Christmas didn't exist. After Jesus was born and his teachings began to spread to many parts of the world, his followers wanted to encourage everyone to become Christian, but they didn't really approve of all the noisy winter partying. They wanted everyone to celebrate the Christian message properly by singing about the birth of Jesus. So they took new Christian words and put them into old favourite songs. The word carol actually means dance or a song of praise and joy. Carols used to be written and sung during all 4 seasons, but the tradition of singing them at Christmas has really survived. In the 19th century, lots of new carols were written by the church, and many of them are the carols we all know today. Ordinary people sang carols in their homes, often to their favourite folk tunes. While in church, more formal professional choirs sang sophisticated Christmas music. Deck the Halls is a traditional Christmas carol. The melody is Welsh dating back to the 16th century and belonging to a winter carol in Westenra. The English lyrics were written by the Scottish musician back in 1862. Deck the Halls comes from an old Christmas carol or song. It simply means to put the decorations up at Christmas time. Did you know that decking halls of holly is an ancient custom ceremony over 1,000 years old? The ancient Romans once celebrated decorated their homes with this kind. The dreams of pre-Romans Britain believed that holly was a sacred tree that was never deserted by the sun. The holly plant is shrub-like but will be grown into a tree-sized plant if given enough time and care. Like other evergreens, holly leaves sprung from a long rigid limbs. When one of these limbs is cut, it's called a bough of holly. Hence the popular Christmas carol lyrics, "Deck the halls with boughs of holly."
La 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 la.
This year, we are doing something different here at Penygaer. We are unable to perform our annual Christmas concert, so each day, different classes will be choosing a letter from the word Christmas. Today is our turn.
H for Holly!
We have done a lot of activities in class about holly. We have made holly wreaths and learned a poem called The Holly and the Ivy. Would you like to have a look at some of our craft work?
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but have a cup of cheer. Have a holly jolly Christmas. And when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Ho, ho, the mistletoe hung where you can see. Somebody waits for you, kiss her once for me. Have a holly jolly Christmas, and in case you didn't hear, oh, by golly, have a holly jolly Christmas this year.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. It's the best time of the year.
Have a holly jolly Christmas. And when you walk down the street, say hello to friends you know and everyone you meet. Ho, ho, the mistletoe hung where you can see.
We learned a poem called Holly and the Ivy. Would you like to hear it?
The Holly and the Ivy.
The holly and the ivy.
Now our both will grow.
Of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears the crown.
The holly bears a blossom
As white as the lily flower.
And Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ.
To be our sweet Saviour.
The holly bears a berry.
As red as any blood.
And Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ.
To do poor sinners good.
The holly bears a prickle.
As sharp as any sword.
And Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ.
On Christmas Day in the morn.
The holly bears a bar. As bitter as any gall.
And Mary bore sweet Jesus Christ.
For to redeem us all.
The holly and the ivy. Now are both well grown. Of all the trees that are in the wood, the holly bears a crown.
We also learned some facts about holly. Would you like to hear them? Long before the Victorians introduced the first, we now know as Christmas trees, holly was used as decoration. Holly leaves do not fall off in the winter because they are thick and have a layer of wax. Holly leaves are good for making wreaths. The H isn't just for holly.
and Hosan!
Yn y gorffennol, byddwch chi'n cael pethau fel hyn yn y hosan.
Oren! Glwb!
Ond nawr yn y hosan, dyma...
Siocled! Yay! It is also for Happy Christmas! Rudolph the reindeer. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer had a shiny nose, and every red was soaring, using singing clothes. All the red-nosed reindeer stood up and called their names. They had who were not strong enough to danger games.
Send the reindeers to fly. The person to sleigh, Santa
Hazzah, Dancer, Westenra, Yule, Cupid, Santa's special reindeers, Rudolph. We gave reindeers treats. I leave carrots. I sprinkle magic reindeer food. Do you want to know how we make it?
But then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say,
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you pull my sleigh tonight?
Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, I have a very shiny nose, and if you ever saw it, you would even say it goes. All of the other reindeers used to laugh for 14 days. They never let poor Rudolph join in any reindeer games. But then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say,
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you pull my sleigh tonight?
well then half the reindeers loved him as they shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history. But then one foggy Christmas Eve, Santa came to say,
Rudolph, with your nose so bright, won't you pull my sleigh tonight?
well then half the reindeers loved him and shouted out with glee. Rudolph the red-nosed reindeer, you'll go down in history.
Merry Christmas!
We have been given the letter I. What could I be used for?
I know. Instagram, because loads of people will be uploading photos.
No.
I know, Indiana Jones, because his films are always on TV.
No.
I know, Ivy. The holly and for Ivy will enable to grow.
No.
I know ice is supposed to be cold and ice at Christmas.
No.
I know icicles. Our decorations have icicles.
No.
I know invitations for get invited to lots of parties, but not so many this year.
No.
I know, innkeeper.
That's good because there's no room at the end.
I know, incredible. Christmas is incredible.
I agree. Christmas is incredible. Don't you agree, everyone?
Yes.
Yes, an incredible start on an incredible night. You know, Max, that's really good. When Jesus was born, it was an incredible time. When Jesus was born, the three kings saw an incredible light. It was a star that shone brighter than any other, but the incredible star led them to the one who is called the light of the world. Jesus said, I am the light of the world. Whoever will follow me shall not walk in darkness, but have the light of life. Jezus powiedział, jestem światłem świata. Ten, kto ze mną pójdzie, nie powinien odejść w ciemności, ale powinien mieć światło życia.
An incredible star, an incredible Jesus, and this time of year is incredible!
What's incredible Christmas, everyone?
We have lights.
We have lots of presents. We get to meet family. Not unless they're in our bubble. We have parties, but not so many this year.
Aww.
Decorations, I love seeing decorations. I've even made my own.
Singing, I just love to sing Christmas songs.
Oh, I wish it could be Christmas every day, when the birds start singing and the bells begin to play. Oh, be quiet, Mackenzie.
Food, we have incredible food. Turkey, gravy, pigs in blankets, loads of veg. Yummy, except sprouts. This year has been so incredible. An incredible change into the way we live because of coronavirus. But despite all heartache and pain that many families have gone through, the Christmas story still gives us incredible hope.
Yes, a baby born in a stable because there was no room in anywhere in Bethlehem became the light of the world.
It is an incredible story of hope of whose son's family was rejected and yet came through hardship and difficulty to give us joy.
Yes, Jesus, despite being a carpenter's son, went on to impact the world. He showed incredible compassion for many people.
There was a man who suffered from leprosy. Nobody would go near the man in case they caught the disease, yet Jesus touched him.
That sounds very much like our key workers who, despite the risks, are prepared to care for COVID patients. All our mums work in care homes. That's incredible!
He told the story of the Good Samaritan. Oh yes, the supposed religious people didn't help the man who was dying on the roadside, and yet the Samaritan, who's from another race, helped him despite being from another country. This sounds like this year where people are protesting against race or injustice because treated differently because of the colour of the skin or what country they come from. Yes, we've heard that Black Lives Matter. Yes, they do, like all lives matter.
That's incredible, that Jesus spoke up for injustice and the discrimination.
That's incredible!
Yes, Jesus helped people who were blind, rich, poor, unwanted, paralysed, soldiers and the rejected. Yet, he still gave them hope. He was also mad at people who were in the temple because they were crossing or gambling. But he was eventually taken to the cross to die after. They falsely accused him. He was sacrificed and suffered a cruel death. That sounds like some of the doctors and nurses who have died of COVID. They've given their lives for other people.
That's incredible!
Do you know, Christmas is an incredible time.
We all love Christmas, but let's remember it was the incredible baby Jesus that changed everything about 2,000 years ago.
Yes, one night, one moment, and everything's changed. Sometimes life is not all it can be, and here we are, wondering just how far this road can lead, and here we are. And from the darkness shines a bright burning star. And who we are is changing within our hearts. One night, one moment, and everything's changed. One night, one moment. One night, one moment, and everything's changed. Tonight is so pure and so special. We'll never feel lonely again, 'cause we are all standing together as friends. Ooh. And everything's changing forever. One night, one moment.
Do you know this Christmas I'm going to be a lot more grateful for the incredible things we have in life?
Yes, our family and friends. Let's try and make this world a better place, and that will be incredible!
Today has been incredible. On behalf of you five, I'd like to wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Nadolig Llywyn a blwyddyn newydd dda.
You two have been given a task coming up with things that begin with the letter S, which is the fifth and eighth letter of the word Christmas. We have been brainstorming and have come up with lots of words that begin with S that remind us of Christmas. Snowman. Sleigh. Santa. Snow. Sparkling. Shiny. Stocking. Stocking. Star. Save for stockings that we are busy sewing, to hang by our bed or the fireside glowing. So we jump into bed and try to sleep, no opening our eyes to take a peep. But those stockings will be full of surprises, with presents of all sorts of shapes and of sizes. Maybe some sweets, or a book, or some toys. There'll be something for the good girls and good boys. We've written our letters and made our lists of all the things that we'd like for our gifts. We've said please and thank you and take our turn. We've listened in class and been eager to learn. S is for Sean Corn in Welsh and S is for Santa Claus. We get excited on Christmas Eve, and the reason is because he comes to visit us each year and travels on his sleigh with Rudolph and his nose so bright to guide him on his way. He's a kind and happy and jolly man who's dressed in a suit of red with big black boots and a sack on his back and a fairy red hat on his head. He comes to our homes in the middle of the night. He tiptoes along the ground and with his elves to lend a hand. He leaves gifts without making a sound. And when in the morning we open our gifts to begin to play, we say thank you to Rudolph and all the elves and to Santa a big hooray. This is a story, a very special story, a story from long ago. And S is for star, a very special star that had never been seen before.
The star that lit up the stall, the star twinkled so bright, the star that welcomed Jesus on that very first Christmas night.
The stars that shone for the shepherds high up on that grassy hill. The stars that told them of Jesus, of love and of peace and goodwill.
Star that guided the wise men on their journey from afar. It took them to meet the King of Kings, that shiny sparkling star. When that star faded in the night and in the morn, there lying in the manger, God's Son Jesus had been born. We hope we've entertained you and have filled you with lots of good cheer. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a very Happy New Year.
Welcome to Year 3's Christmas concert.
Croeso I gyngerdd Nadolig y blwyddyn tri.
Our letters T and T is for the true meaning of Christmas. Our story began long ago, far away, when an angel appeared to Mary one day. She's been chosen to have a special son, and he was going to save everyone. But when the time came, Mary was told to travel to Bethlehem in the cold. Here's what happened on that amazing day, and the role of 4 creatures had to play. Donkey carried Mary along the long ride as Joseph walked along at their side. When they arrived at the end of the day, they looked for somewhere warm to stay. The ox shared the stable with them all. He was so proud of his home, so warm but small. There was no room at that inn that night, so the dry straws was a welcome sight. The lamb was the first to see the bright light. He showed the shepherds the wondrous sight. The angel told where Jesus would be born, but they had to hurry before the dawn. That same night, when one camel was leading the way to the place where baby Jesus was laid, the 3 wise men have come from afar, guided by the light of a bright new star. Their journey ended under the starry sky when they heard the angels singing on high. In the stable below, lying on the hay, was baby Jesus to show the way. On that first Christmas day. See, it's also the 12 days of Christmas.
first day of Christmas, COVID came to me. Please wash your hands. On the second day of Christmas, COVID came to me. 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands. On the third day of Christmas, COVID came to me. 3 days past, 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands. On the fourth day of Christmas, COVID came to me. 4 bags of pasta, 3 face masks, 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands. The fifth day of Christmas, COVID came to me. 5 toilet rolls, 4 bags of pasta, 3 face masks, 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands. Sixth day of Christmas, COVID came to me. 6 months of lockdown, 5 toilet rolls, 4 bags of pasta, 3 face masks, 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands. Day of Christmas, COVID came to me. Enjoy the 6 months of lockdown, 5 toilet rolls, 4 bags of pasta, 3 face masks, 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands. Day of Christmas, COVID came to me. 8 sanitizers, 7 jars, because 6 months of lockdown, 5 toilet rolls, 4 bags of pasta, 3 face masks, 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands. On the 9th day of Christmas, COVID came to me. 9 Zoom calls, 8 sanitizers, 7 jars, because 6 months of lockdown, 5 toilet rolls, 4 bags of pasta, 3 face masks, 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands. 10th day of Christmas, COVID came to me. 10 daily visits, 9 Zoom calls, 8 sanitizers, 7 jars, because 6 months of lockdown, 5 toilet rolls, 4 bags of pasta, 3 face masks, 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands. 11th day of Christmas, COVID came to me. 11 online classes, 10 daily visits, 9 Zoom calls, 8 sanitizers, 7 jars, because 6 months of lockdown, 5 toilet rolls, 4 bags of pasta, 3 face masks, 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands. 12th day of Christmas, COVID came to me. 12 minutes coffee, 11 toilet pasta, 10 daily drinks, 9 Zoom calls, 8 sanitizers, 7 jars, because 6 months of lockdown, 5 toilet rolls, 4 bags of pasta, 3 face masks, 2 weeks apart, and please wash your hands.
Merry Christmas.
Nadolig Llawen.
Merry Christmas. Happy New Year.
Blwyddyn newydd dda. Amber's fault. Mary, who had a baby, and we called Jesus. Amber's from manger. When the baby Jesus was born in the stable in Bethlehem. And it's from her. It was one of the gifts. The 3 wise can give to baby Jesus. Away from magic, Christmas is the most magical time of the year.
A miracle, right?
M is for miracle. What describes Jesus' birth? L for mince pies. My monkey loves baking them. Is for mistletoe. No kissing dear COVID. M is for. It is not my wife. M is for Merry Christmas, everyone.
Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Time for parties and celebrations. People dancing all night long. Time for presents and exchanging kisses. Time for singing Christmas songs. We're gonna have a party tonight. I'm gonna find that girl underneath the mistletoe. We'll kiss by candlelight. Room is swaying, records playing. All the old songs we love to hear. All I wish that every day was Christmas. What a nice way to spend the year. We're gonna have a party tonight. I'm gonna find that girl underneath the mistletoe. We'll kiss by candlelight. Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Oh, snow is falling all around me. Children playing, having fun. It's the season, love and understanding. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, everyone. Ooh, Merry Christmas, everyone.
A is for amazing. A is for angel. A is for announcement. A is for our Christmas alphabet that tells the greatest story ever told. We hope you enjoy.
A is for angels appearing so bright, telling of Jesus that first Christmas night.
B is for Bethlehem, crowded and old, birthplace of Jesus by prophet foretold.
C is for cattle, their manger his bed, there in the trough where he lays his head.
D is for David and his ancient throne, promised forever to Jesus alone.
E is for east, where shone the bright star, which magi on camels followed afar.
F is for frankincense and myrrh and gold, brought by the wise men as Matthew has told. G is from God from heaven above, sent down to mankind the Son of his love.
H is for Herod, whose murderous scheme was told to Joseph in a nocturnal dream.
I is for Emmanuel, God with us, for Christ brought man back to the Father's house.
J is for Joseph, who was so noble and just, obeying God's word with absolute trust.
K is for king, a true king he would be, coming in power and authority.
L is for love that he brought down to earth, enfleshed in lowly birth.
M is for Mary, his mother so brave, counting God, faithful and mighty to save.
N is for now when the Saviour was born, for nations of earth and people forlorn.
O is for Omega, meaning the last, is eternal, present, future and past. P is for prophets when living on earth, foretold his redemptions and blessed birth.
Q is for quickly our shepherds who hear he is done to act on our heavenly word. R is for rejoice, the sorrow of sin, banished forever when Jesus comes in.
S is for Saviour to be the seeker, the angel of God assigned him his name.
T is for tidings of joy, not of danger, telling of him who was laid in the manger.
U is for us to whom Jesus was given, to show us the way and take us to heaven. V is for virgin, foretold by the sage, God's revelation or prophecy's page. W is for wonderful, his works and words, King of all kings, Lord of all lords. X is for Christ, its X in the Greek, anointed Messiah, mighty yet meek.
Y is for yes, called God's yes in his word, God's answer to all is Jesus the Lord. Z is for zeal, and the bins of Christ's heart, Lord by thy Spirit to us zeal imparts.
Merry Christmas and a happy New Year to you all. Now all is now when our boy in heaven
I don't want a lot for Christmas. There is just one thing I need. I don't care about the presents underneath the Christmas tree. I just want you for my own, more than you could ever know. Make my wish come true.
Christmas time, there's no need to be afraid. At Christmas time, we let in light and we banish shade. And in our world of plenty, we can spread a smile of joy. Throw your arms around the world at Christmas time.